Hello everyone, how are you doing? Before I start today's episode of Mysterious, I wanted to put in a disclaimer or two. One, I don't mean to cause any offence by this video. It's not what I'm aiming to do. I was asked to sort of look into this sort of mysterious event and phenomenon. I know that it is a Native American law and the Navajo don't like talking about it, and I don't want to upset them or anything because I love their culture. So hopefully they're okay with it. But if not, when they let me know, then I will happily take this video down. But we'll see. So I said I don't want to cause any offence or anything. Second disclaimer. This freaked me the right out when I was researching it. I've seen not videos. I was too chicken. There was a video, and I didn't want to watch it. So feel free yourself, if the video is still up and is okay, to go check them out, because other people have done them and they're still up online, so hopefully it'll be alright. And like a photo, sort of like not like the drawing pictures or anything of it, but like a actual, well, sort of black and white grainy photo of one. And that was just like kind of gross and it freaked me out. So I was like, oh my god, the things I do for my videos, and when people ask me to like do things. Anyway, without further ado, welcome to today's episode of Mysterious. Today we are talking about skinwalkers. Now, skinwalkers are not like werewolves. They are a Navajo lore, a creature from their lore and their legends, but they're not the only sort of Native American tribe culture to have them. The Pueblo, the Hopi, the Apache all have their own versions and laws of them. Now, it is said that a skinwalker was a medicine man. My train of thought just went then. There was a knock at the door. I'm sorry. What was I saying? Oh yes. Was a medicine man who, instead of using the powers he was given for nature, for healing, for helping others, he wanted to use it for power and to harm and to use it for evil, in essence. So when he had done some of his evil acts, he was given evil magic power, and as such he could take over the form of an animal. Sometimes they would slay a dog to then use the skin as an illusion so that you would think you're looking at a real dog. It's also said as well that you can also, any man, any woman, any child in the Navajo can become a skinwalker by committing a deep taboo act. Now, they feel so strongly about things like this that it is also a taboo for the Navajo to wear a pelt of any predatory animal. Obviously they're allowed to use like buckskin and sheepskin and things like that. They're like, prey animals, but anything that hunts, like a wolf, bear, etc., they're not allowed to wear. Now, it is said that if a victim locks eyes with the skinwalker can then possess. Why am I having problems with my P's today? Possess the body and cause them to do and say things that they wouldn't normally do. They'd say things, they'd do things that were horrid and things. Now, they may use the skin of a dog or whatever as an illusion, but there's always little telltale signs that they aren't human. They're usually a deformed, hideous, grotesque sort of version of like coyotes, wolves, dogs, bears, that sort of animal thing. And in their human appearance, they're still meant to be said to have quite an animalistic appearance. The eyes are meant to be more animal in the human form, but when they're in the animal form, the eyes are more human, except they glow bright red when a light is shone in them, or they're, sort of lights, and they shine back and reflect like an animal. Now, you could say, why am I putting this in mysterious and not the myths and legends bit? Why is this like no different to sort of sightings of werewolves and things? Well, one, I did a mysterious episode because werewolves have been seen in England. There have been different sightings of things that have been, no one can disprove there's a werewolf. And two, on like certain things where it's a myth, it's in that culture, maybe someone saw it a while ago but then the idea died out, there are still reported sightings of skinwalkers to this day, and not always by native people. People that just live around the reservations, people that are near the area, have even said they have seen what they believe to be skinwalkers. Now, I'm not going to go into events on the Skinwalker Ranch because there are plenty of people who've done this. It's been TV programs, but that is a prime example that people have seen in that area what they believe strongly is skinwalkers. But there are many sightings where they believe they have seen them. There was a Native American grandma who believed that she was being followed by one everywhere she went. She had to save her child, well, her grandchild, from when a really big dog that she could sense was a skinwalker, and then she moved. There were people that at work, sort of, they have ranches and they're nearby, they've seen things. In 2004, a father was out with his son and he saw a strange sort of creature that everybody says who has these encounters as well. It's not like a, what did I sort of see? There is fear, there is literal fear that these people all sense and feel when they see these creatures. It's not like, did I say something weird? They are literally scared, and this overwhelming sense of fear took over this father, and luckily for him the creature was just sort of trying to be avoided being seen, and it was like behind a tree, tall, walking on all fours but animalistic, and eventually it sort of scurried off, but the son thankfully didn't see it, and to this day it scared him. There have been people say that you can see and sense when they're around because they like to call out your name. They like to talk to you. You hear strange voices, strange noises. They like to bang on fences and on walls. They have a tendency of these hideously marred faces peering in windows. There was a group that terrorized a family in the 70s because this family had what my family, being like a lot of Celtic blood and stuff, would say fae. They sense things, they're more attuned to the environment, they're maybe a bit more psychic if you want to believe that. And apparently she had a friend that was a Navajo and they lived in that area, and apparently the skinwalkers could feel the power from this family and they wanted it. So when they were driving back from visiting old family friends after they moved down to this area, they were stalked by one. There was a vehicle that was following them along a reservation road. Excuse me, frog in the throat, hay fever season. And once he went over a dip, they had the headlights on and everything, and the van, the pickup behind them had their headlights on and everything. It just disappeared. There was no sign of it. Didn't follow them, didn't catch them up later on. It was just. But then a while later, in a ditch, outstalked this creature. And it was on all fours, and it was wearing clothes. It had on, I think, blue jeans and a shirt, the woman said, that she could remember. And it was walking on all fours, and had its arms up high, so it could almost reach the top of their truck, so it was quite tall. And it looked right in at them. And the father was, he was freaked out. The mum, everyone was freaked out, because there's this overwhelming fear that everyone has when they have these things around. And they managed to drive off and nothing happened. But a little while later, there was all these strange drumming sounds outside. And the girl was a bit like me and silly and looks out to investigate strange noises. So I have started getting better. And when I hear strange noises, which I do, I get the hubby to look out the window. But I have a tendency to do that, and I have done it before, and it's not always good. But anyway, she looked out the window, and there were all these like men or male figures, and they were trying to climb over the fence. Now it's like their legs were trying to climb over, but they just couldn't get a grip, and they couldn't get over the fence. And they started like chanting and things. And when she said to her Navajo friend in the morning when they'd gone, she came and checked everything, and she said that they wanted their powers. They could sense it. They could sense they were special, and they wanted it, which is very rare because, unfortunately for the Navajo, but thankfully for us, it's very, very rare for them to attack outside of the Navajo people. It's mainly they attack their own kind. But yeah, so she gave them protection spells, and she blessed the house and the perimeter and their vehicles and everything. And I think that kept them away, thankfully, for I tell the stories for the now. But yeah, there's all these stories, all these sightings, all these weird things, and apparently the damn things are near nigh impossible to bloody well kill. The only way apparently you can kill them is if your knife or your bullet has been rubbed or coated in white ash, or you can grab some white ash from say your fire and you throw at them. And another lovely little tale that I heard about them is they have, like spit guns, or like sort of darts, like sort of indigenous people use when they're like darting things to kill them and eat them, like in the Amazon and stuff. These little peoples, they have human dart guns, human bone dart guns, and they will blow out human bones into their victims. Now, one grandma again had a granddaughter and I think a friend stay with her on a home on the reservation, and they started hearing this weird sort of dog. And there was a dog out the window at one point, like big, dark, and it wasn't prepared. You know how sometimes dogs will look at you, but then they get all cowed and they run away. This one just stared straight at them, like looking at them with those strange eyes that these skinwalkers are meant to have. And they carried on inside, didn't think anything of it. And then they heard a sound of a human type voice trying to mimic a dog woof. So it's like woof woof, or woof woof, like kids do when they woof. It's not like, there wasn't the proper tones in that of a proper woof. It was someone that literally saying woof woof, or woof. And when they were going to watch a video, well, I think it was a video back in the video, the girl looked out the window and it was still there, and there was a stink as well. They have a stink sometimes, like this horrible stench. Maybe it's a stench of decay, death, maybe it's a stench of evil. But yeah, it stinks, and it was like right there. And the grandmother, she took some white ash, and she took a weapon as well, and she went out and she told it, "Be gone, you're not allowed here, you're not welcome here, this is not a place for you." The next day they got the proper medicine man, a proper nice, kind medicine man who, shaman, he does the right things for his people. And he blessed them, and he gave them protection charms, and he gave the friend an arrowhead, and all these things to help protect them. And the girl said that they watched the shaman, medicine man, pull out a piece of human skull from the granny as the skinwalker had blown into her. I, for one, found this strangely terrifying. It wasn't just the hideous, deformed dog man creature thing that's all twisted up and gross. If you want to look it up, be my guest. But there are so many stories of it, so many encounters with it, so many people have seen it. It's not just like the Navajo people with their laws and their tradition keeping the story going. There are people that are just like, ranchers, and people just around the area, and it's freaky. I love Navajo. I've always tried to buy their jewelry and stuff because I love it. love their culture. I love their thinking. I love their views on the planet. I think they're right on a lot of things. If we'd looked after the the world better and stuff, and waterfalls from the sky, why do all these there's a lot of things. And one day maybe I'll do a video on why I love Native American culture. And I'm not going to get started on the atrocities that have happened to them, because this is a mysterious episode, not a cultural debate. But researching that has made me feel really, really nervous about ever maybe going to the reservation. If I did, I'd make damn sure that I wasn't there at night time, which is meant to be one of the worst times I've been there. And I'd make damn sure that I wasn't anywhere around them. Maybe I stayed in a hotel that was really well guarded, really secure, and my ass was safe. But if you want to look it up, there's different videos on YouTube. There are different pictures and stuff. Go ahead. I hope you like this video.
Carry on.
Anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Everyone, if you want to. Like I said, there's no begging in this place. If you want to hit the ding-a-ling so you can see more of this and different little things that we talk about and little chit-chats. If you want to subscribe so you can keep watching all these little chit-chats, then greatly appreciated. But it's all up to you. Thank you for watching. As always, you are greatly appreciated. Every single one who watches my videos and bears with me and watches, even if it's just a tiny bit, thank you so much for logging in. I hope you have a wonderful day. Keep yourself safe. Have fun. Make sure you're safe at night if you're going through Navajo reservations. Bye.